I might not be able to cite books, like your historians and great authors of this world, but I watch YouTubers. I actually watch an insane amount of YouTube, and a video I watched made me so happy to see. Basically, I saw a video from, Hank Green talking about um, trust and sort of authority and control and sort of a lot of things that I've basically been driving myself crazy about. We're so convicted in this truth that we live in, that you can't break out of it. Our neuroplasticity is um, not as high. I don't even know. It's sort of a big reason for why I'm talking here and why I'm hoping to, meet people and talk to people that also think about the world. Like, I'm an engineer. I'm someone that really, really wants to not dig in the wrong direction, so to speak. What happens when you put up that fear is you dig slower, and the problem is when you we see in this world, we sort of have this accelerationist versus, look out, you don't know what you're about to find. Pandora's box or a new technology and stuff like that. So it's having a defined respect for advancing technology and moving forward, but also really recognizing what's valuable and what's actually going to, slap you in the face. And just adhering to that. So, like, using my references, we have this, video about populism, sort of media revolution. Um, this pretty odd moment we have right now, where we have lots of power, no power, not a lot of ways to communicate inequality or inequity between layers of our classes, and it's um, only those that seemingly are willing to claw for it that get to understand it, and that's fundamentally painful. In the video, you can't help but witness fundamental pain that people express in comments, and people that I talk to about this content. We all definitely share some fundamental distaste for when our systems are just not working. I will do thing for you, and I can feed myself because you provide me that thing. I know this is a really stupid way to present this, but when that gets more and more complex, and even your emulations of that trust fall apart, you just get a lot of people capitalizing on the obfuscation of a good deal. I guess you could call it that. That sort of pain, that sort of problem that we have, where it allows people to make up reasons to hate. Not that it's not that the hate is not real. The hate is very real and very bad, but making up the justifications, the pretense for the hate, it's poorly founded. Of people trying to find 1 inch to get ahead of the other person is always just, it's petty at the end of the day, and we don't just, it's so easy to steamroll ideas and sort of ignore the nuance that we have what we have now, where it's really hard to define what is good, or it's hard to make people believe that you're saying something true. I've sort of nodded to this in a few of my shorts or whatever, but it's like, it's so annoying how you can see it and some people don't see it, and how some people see what you can't see and you're completely blind. It's just, in not being honest with ourselves about what we can't know, and that's just it's a really tough thing to look at. And if we look at life like an engineer, we try to constrain what the problem is. You try to define underpinnings of why people express the need or the conviction to tell such fruitful mistruths, completely forego someone's earnest attempt at validating what you say, doing science. It's just, that's what feels wrong. It's like, no matter, you don't have to know my political opinion to possibly agree with what I'm saying, because if you are in favor or against an idea, you can acknowledge the fact that you're making no ground. There are measurable things in this world, and when you watch people dance upon the gases of the ground truth where no real movement is made, you get an uneasy feeling. And I think a lot of people in this world have relentlessly felt this uneasy feeling, a desire to communicate properly what emotion you're feeling, and in struggling to see how easy your ideas get thought away for people's fear of it being outside a Overton window, or for fear of you, everything, of losing their job, of losing their family, of hurting their children, or anything you can get to make someone feel fear about expressing a truth that they can quantitatively see in their experienced life. If we can empower people to communicate effectively, that's how you start to untangle the carpet, man. That's how you gotta do the hippie voice or whatever. That's the key, is if you can't trace your headphone wire in this tangled rat's nest, you're never gonna pull the right wire to even start to untangle the mess. And that's what I think it is. It's like how a brain works. Our brain is very, very, very complex, but does some tricks to make comprehension easier. Abstractions in the brain, building pointers to behavior. It's not that you know the underpinnings of how your car works, it's that you understand the pointers, the thread of knowledge that gets you to work every morning, or gets you the job that you need to get done. You are connecting threads of a brain, of a network that, once laid, are easy to lay again. Make the path of least resistance the one that is accessible and traversable and desirable, which creates some canyons, a hole, and it grows into a canyon of a behavior, and it can be hard to break free of that behavior. And this is the thing I struggle to communicate so often, is that's part of the problem, is that our lack of neuroplasticity, of escaping those harmful canyons. And I'm not saying some absolute declaration of good and bad, just canyons that sometimes en masse help, and some canyons that en masse produce more harm. Basically, these big canyons are what you mean by trust. Like, these canyons, these well-threaded neural pathways are trust. The canyon, the erosion, the strength of the threading of an idea in which provides you safety is trust. It's a neural root of trust, I argue. I'm trying to put these ideas out there so that people can sit with them and sort of connect this to their life and recognize, okay, what are the things that I do every day that are so ingrained in my habits and stuff. And you could, if you could just, I want to connect our behavior patterns as branches of activity, and somehow communicate better what I'm talking about, but it'll come with time. But this sort of idea of how there is trust, and there are certain pathways that build safety in your mind, that either make you feel comfortable, make you not fight your partner, or be argumentative at work, or fix your hunger or lust, or whatever emotion it is that is, easiest to get you to get out of bed, is going to be capitalized upon in a system like this. Whatever ingrained pathway you have, which is powerful to you, will be utilized. And if they know the way that you work, they know the way that they can make you stop work. I need to help communicate the words better. And the biggest thing, I'm trying to cover a lot of ground with this just so I can have a good set of context. Understand we've got a lot of powers. So if you watched any movies, you might understand there's a lot that comes with that as well. Um,